Josh
You
came.
want to say that again?
No, he is not a yeller. No, he's not a yeller. I
Billy,
know you're
Billy,
recording me. We're live.
I just clicked the start record button. You said is yellow, and I was gonna go. He's not yellow, but you're getting closer.
He's dark, but he's a
Yes,
yeller. He's a coward.
yes,
No, I'm kidding.
yes.
No, Josh came in on his own. I didn't have to say anything.
I'm not talking about Josh.
Yeah, but so people that are there will come to the show. Is what I'm saying. I don't have to PM
Oh,
people individually.
okay. So welcome everybody. Welcome one. Welcome all. This is the Mardox Daily Live Chat for today, whatever day it is today. We're going to talk about
It's
nothing.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. Yes, it is. We're going to talk about nothing and everything and maybe something at some point. This is the Mardox live chat. Meaning we just do a chat. It doesn't have to do anything to do with marketing. It has to do with just talking, having topics, and discussing different things, and getting the word out there. My name is Nelson Buck, and beside me is Belinda Condell. And
Hello.
hopefully others will join in. The link is in the Skype room if somebody wants to join in, and you can also watch this on YouTube. Before we start, make sure if you do watch us on YouTube, make sure you to subscribe, like, and comment, and turn on the notifications to keep up to date as to when we do these. We do these live chats every day, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's a breath.
Nelson,
Yes.
I want sloppy joes.
You want Sloppy Joe? It's not Friday yet.
Yeah, sloppy joes can be any day.
No, it has to be Friday.
Why? Because it's Friday, so Joe has to be sloppy on Fridays.
Joe? Yeah, Joe can be sloppy on Fridays. Yes.
And we're supposed to have, for the Catholics out there, and to respect the way they do things,
Right.
fish on Friday.
Fish on Friday. There you go.
Right.
There you go. I was watching a show today, and it has to do. It's still untested. It's the part of the channel called Tested with Adam Savage on YouTube. And one of the things that I realized he said, and I think it's really interesting. The quickest way to, he was talking about a film crew, and I think it applies to people with their, in general, their day-to-day jobs and stuff. The quickest way to destroy a film crew, he said, is throughout a period of 2 weeks. Tell the crew at 4 p.m. No, they know that they end at 7 o'clock at night or 7 p.m. At 4 p.m. say, okay, guys, I think that's it. We'll end it today, and we'll do some more tomorrow. And a half an hour later, tell everybody, okay, forget what I said. We'll continue on, and then end it at 7:30. Right?
Yeah.
Do that over a period of 1 to 2 weeks, every other day, or every 3 days, whatever. Not very many often, and you will see people that are earning $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 pays for doing their job. Just say, I'm out of here. I quit. And I thought to myself, it happened to me on the job site when I used to do swimming pools. The guy would say, the boss at the time would say, okay guys, we did 2 pools, it's raining, we'll call it quits for today. We get back to where we load up the trucks to get ready for, we're to end the day. And he'd look up and go, wow, it's a nice day, it's drying up pretty quick. Yeah, let's go do a third pool. And how much it really eats at your soul when someone does that.
You want to slap them at the very least.
Because you've already planned, I'm going home, my day's done. And then, we gotta go work some more. And I think after hearing that, I think that's one of the reasons why I quit my job in pools in the first case. That's one of the reasons. I couldn't stand that instability, that insecurity. Are we done or not? It's like, once he did it 2-3 times, I lost confidence. Are we really done? Because he's done it where our quota was to do three pool installations a day, above ground pools. And we get to the 3rd one, and in our heads, okay, we're done. Then it's like, hey guys, you want to do a 4th? And it's like, well, not really. And then if you say no, well, you're the pussy of the gang, right? So you have to say yes, and now you go do a 4th. And then there was the 5th. A couple times we did even a 5th pool, in that day. So it made for a really long day. And he didn't care because he was making a crap load of cash in his pocket. Meanwhile, the workers are getting burned out. Okay, we were able to say, we did 5 pools, yay! But that's all we had to say about it, But going back to, you do 2, you want a break because you've been working all week long. You do 2 and you want to take a break. It rained, you're wet, you're damp, you got rained on, it's miserable. Oh yeah, let's go do a 3rd one, and it just it eats at you, your soul. And I said that Adam Savage said in the show, he said how film crews have just up and quit and left. And you get the directors or the writers sitting there going, well, what the hell? What happened? You know, why did they quit? You know, and it's how many bosses out there don't realize that when you do something like that to your staff, it really eats at their spirit.
I think it's kind of common sense and common courtesy. I mean, when you just, I mean, maybe it's just me, but when you think about stuff like that, regardless of what job you have, when it comes to other people, and you know, you're in charge of them, and they have lives, and you know, what if you were the one loading the truck, doing all that? I mean, my husband does drywall. Him and his dad do drywall, for example, for a company, and they do it on the side as well. You know, side work.
Yeah.
And they load your truck all the time. It'd be like their foreman or whoever that they're working with saying, oh, you know what? I changed my mind. We're going to go do this job over here. And they just took the time to load their truck with all their equipment. You know, I mean, it's one thing if maybe they didn't have much to do and maybe a job came up. I can understand that, right? But like you said, loading everything and doing all that work, and then the guy decides, I mean, he's got to take that in consideration, at the very least.
That's it. I can understand things happen. It's happened to me. I told my daughter, you know, we did a pool repair, and then, okay, we're going to head home now. We're done. We're heading home. We're unloaded, and then something came up, and it was like there was an emergency repair that had to get done right away. That sucks, because I already told her we're heading home, you know. And then, okay, now let's go out and fix this problem. It's not usually huge, but you know, it's usually critical. It's usually, it has to get done right away, you know. But you know, I looked at that and I said, wow, whole film crews, people that earn $30,000 to $100,000 to film on set will just say bye.
Well, money doesn't solve everything, and you have to really love what you're doing. That's why, you know, like with my clients, I make sure they're in a business where the kind of business that they're doing, they love to do, because there's going to be days where you're going to be stressed out. There's going to be days where things go wrong, and, you know, just life happens. And getting you through that is knowing that you love what you're doing, so that you're more likely to stick to doing it. So money, no matter how much money you're making, because sometimes that's not enough.
Yeah. The pool, I've gone back into doing pool repairs because not because of the money. Yeah, it's great to have that kind of cash. But I like doing what I'm doing with the team that I'm working with. You know, like when we show up first thing in the morning, we're there, we're loading, we go get the supplies for that certain job, and you know, there's you can tell when someone doesn't fit in. One of the warehouse guys was really a bad humored kind of person. It's like, oh man, I gotta come to work. He didn't last a week. Because
you don't want that.
Because everybody who's there is like, all right, let's get the day started. Let's get our stuff. And I'm the kind of guy that the warehouse guy showed up that one week, and it was like, you know. So I said, okay, I don't have time for this. I'm gonna go. I started loading my truck up, and I showed him the paper. I got this. 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 Sign it, you know. And he didn't like that I went all over the warehouse and got my own stuff. And I said, well, first off, that stuff was all supposed to be prepared at the beginning of the week. You know, but his attitude was like he didn't want to be there. Meanwhile, the other workers, the other installers are like, "All right, we get to do another pool today. We get to do another job today." You know, and you don't last long. But it's not the money really that drives me to do this. It's the know that the team leader, in this case the owner of the store, trusts that I'm going to do my work, you know, to interacting with the clients, having a, you know, I love tearing apart liners. I love the feeling of putting an X-Acto in a liner and just going all the way around. You're told all your life, nothing sharp in the pool, and I've got the sharpest thing
and then
ever.
you get to do it. You get to do it. You get paid for it, so that's awesome.
And you should see clients' faces. Their faces drop when they're ripping their pool apart, and one guy actually said, I really hope you know what you're doing. And I looked at him and I said, I really hope I know what I'm doing too. And I didn't realize I didn't realize he was serious.
You thought he was joking. I'm like, oh my word.
Yeah. Or you get clients that ask you, how many pool doorbell.
And my phone rings, your dog barks.
Doorbell. I gotta go see if somebody's there. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Go ahead and talk, Belinda. We'll leave that air.
I'll talk among myself. Should be used to that by now. Kidding. How's everybody doing? Not that I could hear you answer back. But yeah, I'm not sure what to say. There's nobody to talk to yet. Um, hmm. Maybe by the time I figure it out, he'll be back. Oh, see, you're back all right, so I'd have to figure out what to say because I was saying I can't talk to myself. It's odd. But now you're here, so
I heard the
great.
whole thing. I
Yay.
have wireless headphones.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I forgot. Okay.
So in a way, I was with you in spirit.
Oh, thank you. Well, my husband, he doesn't care for doing drywall anymore.
Yeah.
I can't say he hates it, but he can't wait to do full-time ministry, which is what we're both going into eventually. But his dad loves drywall. His dad's 4 years older than my dad, who has all the health problems. He's a retired gourmet chef. His dad's still hanging heavy drywall with his son. They don't do the harder jobs that they used to do, where they used to do a lot of, climbing really high. Like, they don't do all that anymore because he is a little bit older now. His dad is like 78 or 79, but they're still doing heavy work. Don't get me. He's in good shape.
There's something like, I did the drywall in the room here. I'm still working on it. Actually, it's my side job right now. But doing that office space, putting the drywall, there's something to say that when you get those screws in, you go clunk clunk. I got the bit that puts the screw in a perfect depth. I just go along, just with screws and put them in, and it's a neat feeling when you know that it's a solid, it's attached solid. And you look back and you go, wow, that looks good, And
my husband only had the only job he's ever had was being drywall with his dad, for companies and doing it on the side since he was 14.
Yeah.
The only other job he had was a side job being a cookie monster. Putting aside for a bed and bath place, like for his friend who owned a bed and bath place, like he just, did a side job, gig like that at one time. That was about it.
Right.
He never worked for, like you and I, he never worked at McDonald's or any of the normal, usual jobs that we all tried in the past.
That's right.
But I mean, he doesn't hate his job. He has a good attitude. I mean, he goes to work, he does his best. It isn't like, like he's, I hate this job. My husband doesn't know. My husband has a good attitude about it, regardless.
But that's the thing I say. If you wake up in the morning and you have your legs hanging off the edge of your bed, you're looking down and you're saying, oh, I've got to go to work. And the thing in your head is saying, I've got to go to work, so I've got to pay these bills. That's not the job you want. Your job should be your passion. I get to go to work because let's face it, job is what, just over broke?
Just over broke, yeah.
And I am trying to build Mardox to the point that my wife and I don't have to work. I mean, I'm 43 years old. I'm not going to do pool repair until I'm 70 years old. I know that.
Well, I just turned 44. My husband's 47. And my goal is, we're going to go full-time ministry. So my goal is to get my business. I mean, I've been doing business for years, but I've been doing different types of businesses. Now I'm to the point where I have my own self-made business, and I've been doing it for a few years. Well, actually, a long while now.
This year, after joining Mardox, your business has gotten to be pretty.
Yeah, it's been even better. So thank you for that. Yeah. So basically, now my business is at a point, because people don't realize this. When you join an MLM or an affiliate, any type of program like that, you're not going to have the same type of struggles than when you have your very own self-made business, because you're responsible for a lot more of what goes on, and it can take longer to actually build because you have to oversee a lot more things until you can come to a point of being able to afford to do outsourcing and other things that you end up doing all by yourself. Okay.
That's right.
So now my business is just now, after the few years I've been having my very own business, it is just now really getting to the point where I can make it more automated and so that it can run, and I don't have to be there all the time to babysit it, and I can go and help my husband financially, because lately he hasn't had a lot. During the summer he slows down a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, picks back up after school starts, but he slows down during the summer. It's one of the times a year he tends to slow down. And thank goodness for my income. For those times where he doesn't have much of an income, my income takes over. Right. And we want to get to the point where my income is the only income that has to be in the house, where it doesn't have to be his income anymore.
That's right.
I mean, there's weeks I make more money than he makes the whole 2 months.
Yeah.
I get those good weeks.
My wife,
not all the time, but when I do.
My wife makes more than me throughout the year. But with what I've got set up and going, I make more than her during the spring and early summer when all the pool work gets done. I mean, without gloating here, we're going to be talking about nearing the $2,000 on average per week.
Right, right.
but mine only lasts a couple of months, and then
Yeah.
it flatlines. So I
Yeah,
get
I'm not.
so I might get 2,000 a week, but that 1 week I got to make that money last for a whole month,
Right, right.
because it's not just a week right now. It's when the work ends. I got to have money lined out. So it's not 100% secure. So that's why the internet business, I'm trying to automate it before next spring. I'm trying to automate it to a point where I can go do this work, and people like Melinda will take care of support tickets. Other people will do some stuff, take care of putting up content. So I can do this work, and then when this work is done, I can come back to doing programming and development.
Well, see, and that's the thing. That's the thing and this, I'm not saying you and I we're not one to brag about what we make. I mean, this is not that's not the point. The reason I bring it up is because I'm making a point that when you have your own business, it's not always going to be stable. Of course, it depends on the business, but the typical online business is not going to be stable. Even if you've been doing it for years, you're going to have your dry months, your dry
Oh
weeks,
yeah.
and yet you can make a crap load of money. What if you've been doing it for a while? That is,
Yeah.
you could be good. One day you could be making a crap load, or 1 week you could be making a ton. Not a ton, but a good amount. But unless you're making that ongoing, which in most businesses doesn't usually happen that way, it evens out.
Yeah.
In the end, it's just that it all evens out if you were to split it or divide it.
Yeah.
It all comes
That's right.
full
And
circle.
that's any business. That's us.
Right.
That's Apple. That's IBM. That's
It's
anybody.
anything. Right.
Yeah. You got to think.
The only difference with Apple and IBM, they've been doing this for so long, and they make multi-millions that's why they don't have to worry about stuff like that.
Well, I want to get a studio set up for doing filming. I've got 3 other people that want to get into doing videos, not just for myself, but I do want to create a media production business with proper cameras, green screens, sound mics, sound stages, the whole 9 yards. And there's a lot that can be done with that here in this area. There's no companies in the area that are really doing that full force, other than the TV stations that rent out their space. But I do want to get involved in that. But the reason why I haven't got started yet is because I can't guarantee that my funding behind the scenes is going to be able to accommodate the rent for ongoing. I got to make sure I got that.
You need to
get
investors.
Yeah.
You need to get investors.
No, I don't want investors, because then if they pull out, then you're high and dry.
Right, but that's how most businesses get started. If they're going to be a big business, they usually need investors.
The other thing also with that is I don't want the others who are using the set to own the business. I want to own it. They can use it, create content, develop it, but our name is on it as whatever media productions.
Well, they just get paid for what they do, right?
But it's their content. They're renting.
Right.
They're basically using the space for us, and in turn, if I need a writer, we exchange services. We all share. But I want to be the one that can say yay or nay to what we do with the space.
See, that's interesting you bring it up, because even though I have my own business, I do side work. Like if somebody wants to hire me to do some kind of copywriting or sales letter, I mean, I do all sorts of writing because that's my gift is writing, one of my gifts anyway. And I just hone my skills by taking additional training, because even if you know how to do something, you still want to get trained to learn how to use that skill in different ways, for example.
But I can tell you won't be able to write for us.
Well, it depends on the kind of writing you need.
It's going to be impossible.
Why? What's the difference with?
Because it's going to be in French.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know French. I know Spanish, but not French.
There you go. Maybe we should open a Spanish.
Well, yeah, people said I should do that, but some people said I need to be certified translator, even though I grew up with it. Hello.
No.
I mean, it's like going to English class. You go to Spanish class, the same thing.
Certified translator? No. I mean, if you're going to translate for legal documents and
I can understand.
And medical.
Yeah.
But unless you're going to do a translation or you're going to do it, you write something in Spanish. Not translation, but if you're going to write in Spanish, and you could I don't know, could you possibly mislead people with the one wrong word in Spanish? Maybe.
No, it's a little bit more complicated than that. But you know what? I have done translation for just internet businesses. I mean, like if they needed a page in Spanish, for some internet marketing or something, I did that. I mean, you don't need to be certified to do that, obviously. I mean, you could go to Fiverr and hire somebody for that too. But my point, his dad, I don't even know if he's ever had dreams. I understand that everybody's made.
Hold on. Do not go to Fiverr to have translations done. I have not found a single translator at all on Fiverr that does a
that
proper,
doesn't use a translator, right? A crappy translator.
Translation software. Some of these people will take your $5 per page, slap it in the Google, convert it to Spanish, copy, paste it, send it back, and say, voila, it's done.
Yeah, I know that trick, and
yeah.
you know what? That's funny. If you want just a few words or a simple sentence, you might get away with a translator. But when you want to have a conversational, conversation or anything like that, yeah, it's a joke. I've looked at it because I grew up with reading, writing, and speaking Spanish, for example, so I would know if the translator was correct or not.
Right.
But anyway, his dad. I know not everybody's made to be an entrepreneur. I get that, but his dad, I don't know why, but if he has any dreams, and I'm not judging, but he doesn't want to live them. Just like your dad, your dad is afraid to do certain things. He wants to play it safe. Where Kurt, my husband Kurt tries to encourage his dad, retire, go live your dream. His dad's the kind of person that he has to work the rest of his life because he loves doing what he does.
Yeah.
Like if he were to retire, I think working keeps them alive in a sense. Like some people are like that.
I'm going to be doing computer programming until the day I die. To be honest with you, I'll probably be 70, 80 years old doing programming in the technology. I don't see myself retiring, actually.
Some people, though, retiring is the best thing for them, especially if they have health conditions like my dad.
Yeah.
But his dad's like really in shape, but I think it's because he does stay active. He keeps doing drywall, and I think that keeps him in shape and makes him want to just keep doing it.
Yeah. My dad, if he stops doing any kind of physical, or every day he's doing something physical, he's never just sitting around the house. If he does stop, he won't be around very much longer if he does that, even at his age now. He's got to do something.
Some people are just wired that way,
That's it. Me, well, last Saturday I took the whole day off, just watched cartoons and watched Netflix, and I just flaked.
Honestly, during the summer, I take Saturday and Sunday off. I always take Sundays off during the whole year because that's my day of church and family, the rest of the Lord and everything. But Saturdays, I tend to work at least half day during the winter because we're all stuck inside. We're not going to want to go anywhere as much as during the summer. But during the summer months, because I have 4 seasons here, we take advantage of it. My husband doesn't work as much. We'll go out because it gets crowded during the weekends. So we go to the park during the week. It's less crowds, when most people would be working. So we take advantage of things like that. I don't work as much during the summer because it slows down anyway.
Yeah.
But during the winter, I'm pretty much around almost all the time except on Sundays and at least half-day Saturdays. And that's the way my schedule normally is.
Yeah. It's, no, I mean, like myself, like I said, I work in programming. I'm probably going to do it till I'm 70, 80 years old. The tech field. I don't see myself stopping what I'm going to be doing. People say, hey, Nelson, you should build your website, then you sell your website, for hundreds of millions of dollars. No, why? Because then I got to restart something over again from scratch? That's not fun.
I probably will be doing my business as long as as long as it's needed because I love what I do. Yeah. I don't want to. I'd be bored to tears if I just sat around doing nothing all day.
I mean, I don't know what I would do. Is sell my business for say $10 million. I don't need the millions. I need to be able to pay my bills. Is what I need to do. I need to be able to live well and have my family. I don't need millions of dollars from a project that I built. I'd rather make. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'd rather make an income that's steady and ongoing, and have the appreciation of others around me that say they like what we're doing.
I'm getting to the point in my finances with my business that I pretty much have everything I want and need. Everything else is pretty much gravy, and I'm not hurting for money. I'm not desperate for business. Yeah. But I've learned a long time ago just by doing MLM and other types of businesses before I even started my own business. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not knocking MLM. I help people in MLM all the time as a coach and lead, expert and provider. But for myself, I got burnt out because most of the time my downline would be lazy because I was one of the people that did give you support. I was a good sponsor. Yeah. But in my case, the problem wasn't me not sponsoring. It was the people sat there and did nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be surprised.
That's the thing that happens the most.
And I might have had 1 or 2 people here and there once in a while in certain companies that would be my all-stars, my go-getters like myself.
Yeah.
Most of the people, though, wouldn't be doing that. And I was getting burned out. The company owner was making money off me. I was only getting a percentage depending on the comp plan, but most comp plans were like that. And I had nothing to show for it. I was burned out. And I wasn't getting residual. I was getting replacement income because person drop out, replace, person drop out, replace, 9 to 5 job. Yeah. It wasn't fun. that's when I decided, you know what? I've been doing this long enough that I can start coaching. I know the pitfalls. And people encouraged me. I prayed about it. I thought about it. I didn't just jump into it. I didn't just you don't do this overnight. You really do research. You really think it through. You do your due diligence. But when I finally decided to do it, I never looked back. Now I make more than I ever would in some MLM that would take me years and years if I was lucky to even make the same amount. And I have full control of my business so that nobody can screw me over like I've gotten happened in a few MLMs before when I started building downlines.
Let's take out the word MLM. Regardless, any business, anything, it can just be a referral program. It doesn't have to be an MLM.
Yeah, anything like that.
I'm just saying that because I don't want people to think that
no, it could be it could be affiliate, it could be anything right.
At all, any business, any partnership,
anything that's not your very own self-made business. In other words,
that's it. A lot of these affiliate programs, and this is where Belinda and I are working on a site that later today we're going to publicize to our people at Mardox. It's the beginning of a course to teach you to own your own website, to own your own products, to own your own site. Not necessarily create your own MLM or anything like that, but own your own product and build on it. Whereas if you are constantly an affiliate all the time, if that company or product goes out of business for whatever reason, you've lost that line of income. Like Belinda says, what do you call it? Refilling income. What did you call it? We have to keep,
replacement.
Replacement.
It's not really residual. It's a joke.
Yeah, you have to keep replacing new people. Well, again, it might not be you as the person. It's the product the person doesn't like. You've got no control over that product.
Or they just came in for the wrong reason, or they thought they came in with the wrong expectations of how they're going to make money.
I had a coffee. I like the coffee. It works well, but it's the ethics behind the scenes that the coffee manufacturer, or the person that manufactures the product, the way he handles his complaints. I had a complaint, and it took 2 months to deal with it, to the point I had to threaten the person that owned the business to get him to call me back and pay me back for what was duly mine. And but you see, I didn't have control on the product. Whereas if I made the coffee, I packaged it, I had my own label, I had it distributed, it would be my ethics, my way of doing things, not someone else's.
And that's the thing too. I'm not knocking any affiliate or MLM. No. I mean, you know what? For some people, and we discussed this, privately before. Yeah. For some people, that's all they need is an extra $500 a month, or even less. And so for them, they don't want the responsibility of having to be in charge of this and be in charge of that. So for them, MLM or affiliate or some kind of where they could just be like a subcontractor or whatever you want to call it, where it's their business, but they're not. But it's still either somebody else's responsibility for the overhead.
Yeah, you got a good point. I think what people have got to do is stop thinking about this $10,000, $25,000, $100,000, $1 million prizes that are being hung in front of them as carrots.
Right.
I think what they got to do is, what do you need to have paid now? Your rent. Okay. So how much is your rent? $500 a month, for example. Okay, so you need to make $500 a month, not $50,000. You see, and it's a more achievable amount when you can look at your rent and break it down into $50 commissions, $500 rent. I need to make 10 sales, so that's 2.25 sales a week. So let's say 3 sales a week at $50 commissions. So that's what you have to focus on: are 3 sales per week to be able to cover your rent, or pretty damn close. That there you go. Show's over.
Sorry, go ahead, talk.
Every day. So if you got a $500 bill to pay each month, find out what it takes to break it down week by week to cover that amount. Break up into portions, and then tell yourself, okay, you might earn $50 and spend it on something else like your electrical, but you still earn $500. You still earn the money, regardless if you spend it just on rent or you had to spread it out across stuff. It's still $500 that you spent on your bills that you didn't have before. You see. So it's not a super hard thing to do, but what I don't like are these websites out there saying you could earn $100,000. Look at this person earned $216,000 in 1 month. Those are called carrots. They're unachievable. They're phantom goals. They have no basis in reality. Where's your $200,000? Let's divide 200,000 by 10 days. That's $2,000 a day. Am I right?
Right.
No. It's 20,000 a day. Divide that by 3. You're going to be looking at $7,000. Hold on a second. Yeah, you're looking between 5 and 7,000 a week.
Yeah.
Nobody can fathom that. The 7,000. That's $1,000 a day. Okay. Even me doing the pool repairs that I'm doing with my qualifications, I'm not even doing that per day. Oh no, well no, maybe I am. Yeah, I'm doing pretty close to that. But I mean, if I could get a doctorate degree in what I know, I could become a PhD in pool repair. I know what everything there is to know. The store, when they send me to do a job, I'm not like, how do I do this or how do I do that? What if this? What if that? I go there, I get the job done, we leave, it's done, it's proper, nobody complains. That's worth the money. You see, but not everybody has that talent. Just like a mechanic. I don't know much about mechanics, I can't stand it, but a mechanic that works on my vehicle, I don't want them to have to call me up and say, yeah, how do you change brakes again? Do you know how to do that? You know, I hope the mechanic knows how to do it right. And if he does it right and it's done properly, I don't mind paying the price. Right?
Right.
So,
but see, that's my point is, like, okay, some people are just looking to make side income. They don't want or need or care about getting rich, you know, making unrealistic. I mean, it's not unrealistic to make that money eventually. But here's the thing with MLM. There's a lot of dirty politics behind MLM. Some run good, some run bad. That's why. But see, when people don't do their research, they just lump everything together. Oh, well, this MLM experience is bad, so over here it's going to be automatically the same way.
But
you know, I mean, I failed in most MLMs, but I built 3 huge downlines. Once I've done MLM for a few years, and I went through different companies. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't hop around. I didn't quit after a month. I mean, I stuck it out. But see, you really have to look at it in a balanced way. You have to do your research. You can't just throw your hands up in the air and say, okay, well, that's it. Yeah. It's all a scam. But you also can't feed into the hype of, well, you're going to make 10,000 in like the next night or something. You know?
Yeah, but what gets me is the numbers are growing. Look across all the ads recently. It's not 10,000 or 5,000 anymore. Now they're telling people you can make 21,000. $200,000 a month. They're not telling people 10,000 anymore. The people have gotten desensitized to those numbers, so the marketers have upped the game to these bigger numbers. I mean, what's going to be next? In 6 years, they're going to say you could make $2 million a month.
Right.
You know, come on. Like, where's the reality here? How does a human being break that down into a manageable number? I can't. Nobody can even. Okay. Why you don't use numbers like 1, 5, 10, 20? America, do they have $5 bills?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you got $2 bills also, right?
Well, that's rare anymore.
Okay, it's rare. Okay, so you guys are like us.
Yeah. So it's like the 1, 5, 10, 20,
50s.
You know, 50, 100.
Okay, yeah. So those numbers are the numbers marketers don't use, and then the reason for that is a human being can visualize what a $1 bill is, a $20 bill, a $5 bill, $10, etc. You visualize it, you know what it is. That's why things are 1995, 1762. You see, it's numbers that you can't imagine, but it sounds like a right price. 1762. The end number's 2.
Right.
Therefore, it can't be expensive. 1769, somebody's going to pick that up and say, oh, that's expensive because of the 9. And it's psychological. It really is mentalism when it comes to numbers.
And that's another thing I was going to say too. Now, it's funny you brought that up because I was just about to say something about that. When people are giving you numbers like to sell you on something or joining an opportunity or whatever the case is, I've learned this trick. See, I know so many of these tricks, but I don't use them because I guess I have integrity for one. Let's say. Yeah. But you know, having been through it for so long, I picked up on what these people do to you. You know, the ones that are not that don't have integrity. For example, numbers don't lie. That's correct. But you can twist. Yeah. Use the numbers for the power of evil or the power of good. Yeah. And a lot of these people will, they'll multiply. And yes, the number of multiplication stuff, that's not lying. But you are lying when you're using that number strategy because and this is where they get you in the perfect world. See, they're admitting this can only happen in a perfect world, which we don't have, but it's a psychological thing for you to focus on the perfect world.
Yeah, because you
so
got
that
no other basis. Human brain can't imagine an MLM structure in their head. It's impossible. So,
right, and I know they got you there, you
yeah.
know, and
yeah. Look at car dealers. Another one. Look at the commercials. Why do you think they don't say it's $20,000? No, it's $19,995. They say. And if you look at how they say the number in the commercial, it's not 19,995. It's 19,995. Individual numbers.
Yeah, I know it's a mental thing, but the problem is that because I've been through this so many times, I think 1995, and I rounded out to 2000 anyway.
Yeah, a lot of people say they do that, but still, subconsciously, you see it as 95 or you see 5. It's the way our brains work. Our brains do not look at multiple numbers in a row. It literally is one at a time. It depends on the last number you end with. You can start with a 9 at the beginning. It's when you end with a 1 or a 2 at the end. Oh, that sounds good. It really does work. And
yeah, but the thing is that I'm looking at the price. If I think it's too expensive, I'm not going to say, oh, well, it's only $19.95. I don't think that way because, like I said, I round it off in my head, so I'm not thinking that way.
Because you train, but how many people don't do that?
I know. I mean, there are people that do. I realize that.
Very few people do what you're saying. Very, very
few. No, I know. I know
Yeah.
most people do fall for that. I get that. I'm just saying why I don't fall for it. But I know a lot of people would fall for it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the websites are covered with it. I mean, it's nuts. But it's what we've come to believe and accept now as internet services. These beliefs, these promises of being able to make thousands of dollars a month
at a clip.
Yeah, not a year. It used to be you could make this much per year. Now it's per month.
I'm making the kind of money now that, like I said, I first off, I learned an MLM a long time ago, which I got off topic when I started talking about the difference of MLM versus self-made business. But what I originally was going to say before that was, I learned by doing other people's businesses not to be desperate for business, and but now I'm to the point financially where I can turn away business.
Well, subconsciously, somebody you're talking to over the phone, if you're desperate for business, like you need, if you're desperate and you need that money, holy crap, I got to pay my rent or I'm on the street, I need this sale. Right. Desperate. The person on the phone will pick it up.
I know, right,
and
exactly.
And they will not buy from you because they won't realize you need the money for your rent. It's not the case. They will sense it as what's wrong with this, and we're all taught if something feels wrong, trust your gut, right? And that's what they're feeling. They're feeling, there's something wrong here. What I don't understand why it's wrong, but something's telling me it's wrong. And what they're doing is they're picking up on your stress, saying, I really need you to buy this.
Right. Well, I'm not saying that I didn't have those moments when I first started my business because, I was starting from the ground floor up, and I put all my income that I made from other things into that business, because I was transferring everything over. And yes, if you have a self-made business, you don't need a lot of money to start, but it depends on the kind of business you're doing. You still will have at least some overhead. And I had spent thousands on learning the hard way, any type of business really, but because it was, a transitioning time, there was stress. I can't say I was ever desperate for business. I used to be when I first started MLM because I didn't know any better. And, like anybody who's breathing, go and talk to them, the usual that they teach you when you're first starting out. But I was at the point, and I knew better than to be desperate, for business when I started my own business, but I still was stressed. Mm-hmm. Because I was cutting it close, I was paying for the overhead, getting just everything off the ground. So I'm sure some people probably even sense that, but now I'm definitely to the point where, actually the difference between now and then is I would still turn people away then if they were real jerk, because I would not put up with abuse or, anything like that. But I would probably give more leeway when I was a little bit more stressed back then, just starting out. Okay, that would be the difference. Now, because I'm where I need to be, And even if I weren't, I probably could, and I'm very patient, understanding, I really am. But I know my self-worth. I have self-respect. And just for that reason alone, despite whether I needed the money or not, I would not put up with jerk again. I couldn't do it. But because I am financially better, I can also afford not to do it. And so I can confidently and honestly tell somebody who I'm coaching, you can do what I do because it took me this long now. But the people today have tools. My daughter, for crying out loud, has 100,000 followers on Instagram, like at a clip. I mean, she can start a new account and do it all over again. Okay, it took us learning because we didn't grow up with that like she did. Okay, for example, people who are just starting a business today have all the tools. They have so many things in front of them they don't understand. They don't realize. When you and I started, it was door to door before the internet. Then when we got on the internet in 95, there was still nothing around. And then 2000, yeah, the popularity started picking up for home-based businesses, but you still didn't have any tools and stuff until like 2007 when all these tools and software and stuff really started flourishing, really started making the market. And so people don't realize they can make it a lot faster than I even did. I mean, I'm not blaming anything, it's my own responsibility, but I know I could have got there faster had I had things to make it a little bit faster and easier. I didn't have a good sponsor until down the road. I was already doing it by then.
Yeah.
So you don't even need a good sponsor. That just gets you there faster and easier again. People who really want it, they will do it. Yeah. They will find a way, because I went through difficult circumstances. So I don't feel sorry for people who give up easily, because if I can do it, and I'm no one special, I have no special skills. I earned everything I've done. I've earned everything I have. I mean, I have blood, sweat, and tears. If I can do it, you can do it. You just have to really want it and be committed and be serious and be consistent.
Right.
But you can't stress that enough to somebody, and they're like, okay.
Oh, people, I mean, there's a lot of people, and I say old people, a lot of people are lazy. They just don't want to.
They want something for nothing.
Yeah, that's right, and that just doesn't happen. Look, anybody I've coached, I hate using the word coach for myself, but anybody I've coached, I told what to do with business. The ones that got up off their butt and did something are the ones that are today are making money, and it's true. You've got to do it. You got to say to yourself, stop saying this this key phrase. I can't do this. I don't know how to do that. So learn how to do it. That's
Nelson. There's so many times I wanted to give up and I didn't.
That's right.
I had to stick it out.
That's right. I mean, I got what I got today because I learned how to do it. Okay, I got more of a programmer's mind as opposed to a marketer's mind, but still, I've been through it. I've developed sites, and and I'm rebuilding it now. What people don't know is I got into pool installation 10 years ago, and for 6 years I did that, and my whole internet business just crumbled because I wasn't there for it. I was burned out by the time I was done doing the pools at the end of the day, came home, and this was 7 days a week. It was the only days that we got off was when it rained.
Right.
So I didn't have time for it. I wasn't even allowed. It was so fast paced. You didn't even have time to pick up your cell phone and go, oh wow, my girlfriend messaged me. They're like, you had the boss go, hey, put that away, And it's like, so I couldn't even take care of my own website or anything. So that crumbled. So I'm in the process of rebuilding what everyone now is calling the funnel. So we're rebuilding all this, rebuilding all the services, and the stuff that was 10 years ago doesn't apply to today.
Right, you got to keep up with it. You got to keep up with the changing and evolution of the internet and everything.
No, but the services that we had 10 years ago, nobody wants today.
Right.
They're
That's what I mean.
They're beyond obsolete.
And not just that, but one thing I tell people is, one thing you can never automate that will never change is your business principles and building relationships. I don't care how much the internet evolves and what technology comes out. You can't do that. But see, here's the thing. Most people, here's the ironic thing. Most people are like me. They won't do business unless they can talk to somebody that they know who they're dealing with, okay? Yeah. Yet, them doing a business, they're definitely afraid of the phone. They're definitely afraid to talk to somebody when they're on the other end of it. But yet, you could do email, you could do this way, you could do that way. But if you really want to succeed and get more people under you, it's going to have to be that you talk to them at some point, somehow, whether it be Skype, Zoom, phone, whatever, There's no getting around that. That's where I will always be old school, because it works. I can close 7 out of 10 that I talk to that are qualified, when they're the right people that I'm talking to, than somebody through email or whatever. Yeah, once in a while I get people in email. You'll get people that are easy either way. I mean, you'll get those easy people, prospects, but they're not very often. They're not, they're not the common people, the average that you're going to run into.
That's right.
And but people want one thing, but they don't want to do the other. It's like they're contradicting themselves.
Right.
I used to be a shy person. People would not realize that I'm like totally social butterfly now because I'm confident. I mean, it is part of my personality, but I used to be afraid to talk to people because what if I stumbled over my words? It was like being on stage, and I used to get stage fright. But now it's like now it's totally different.
Now, just thinking of 10,000 people looking at you right now.
I'm waving and smiling.
And I'm not there on the screen.
So, it's the Belinda show. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's it. Move
over, Nelson.
I did it. We're going to be running out of time here pretty soon. But I started doing videos. The 3-set video, like I say, the 3-set video that's inside Mardox, the Mardox Marketing Magic. Which I don't know. I gotta change the name of that program. I don't really like that name of that course. That wasn't my idea. And but to do that took 8 takes, and I hated doing it. I couldn't stay. It took a long time for me to get used to the idea of looking at the camera. There's a video course that I want to take. It's $120 to learn how to do cinematography or filmmaking.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it is. It's available to everybody. It's $120. But the creator that makes it, you see it on YouTube all the time. It's an old guy talking. He says, "It is like death when you look into the camera," and it's true. It is like death. There's nobody there, And if the camera is there, to me, it's like I have a hard time talking to the camera. It's like, what am I talking to? I'm talking to a post, and you see it on my videos. My head will be like this. My head will look all around. My eye catches different things, and I'm not looking at the camera a lot of the time until I switch over and I look at a different camera and I come back. That's a problem I got to fix. But if somebody's in the room and I try to do that recording, forget it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Really?
No, I can't do it. The room's got to be empty. Get the hell out. I got to do this. It's going to be my next stage. My next stage challenge is when I'm going to be recording with a person behind the camera.
What about when Jack was there with you?
Well, he is.
Well, he's in the room then with you.
But some of the videos I do, it's after or later on.
Some
of the clips. I find that I'm better with a person not there than if I do it and the person. If the person's not there, I do better recording than if a person is there.
I was going to say something else. Speaking of a home business, and now I can't remember. It was something important to what you were talking about. I hate when I forget. I have a great memory.
Are you trying to sell that product for Alzheimer's?
No, I have a great memory, a photographic memory, yet I can forget what I'm going to say the next minute when you're stressed out. It's temporary. It's just because of stress. I mean, it happens to anybody of any age. We're young, so that can't be the factor.
The show's going to end, and she's going to go, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Just like you hang up the phone, oh, that was what I was going to say, or something like that.
Well, that's why I want to do the Friday show. So when you say certain comments, I've got all week to figure out my return to it.
Yeah, that's if I even bother to do it then. But yeah, I mean, bother to remember then to even bother to say anything is what I'm talking about. Usually I'll just comment on comments I made on a show or something like that instead. That's unless it comes to me, somehow. But yeah.
I'm yawning. All right.
But people don't realize, like, I make good money with my business now, but I mean, when you're growing a business, it doesn't matter if it's MLM or whatever. You have to really focus on why you're doing it. If you're just doing it for the money, go get a job, because at least you'll have a predictable income there. Yeah, it may not be a lot of money, but it'll be something better than nothing.
Yeah. A lot of people think that we got rid of the MLM part of Mardox because of PayPal, but in reality, it's because people were selling the Mardox name and product just to earn the commission. And it's not my goal. I want people to use Mardox for the resources and be part of the community, not to join in just because there's potentially $500 a month to be made on it or something.
When I bring people in, and most of them do upgrade to pro memberships because of the way that I bring them in. I bring in quality people who are looking to do this for the right reason. Yeah. I don't even mention there's an affiliate program until after they've already joined. because then I know they're coming in for the right reason and their focus is not going to be on that.
And if you look at the Mardox links, you got belindacondale.mardox.com. It doesn't look like an affiliate link, you know, with the question mark and the long number, you know, ref ID equals. That third level domain really does mean a lot to a lot of people, because it doesn't look like you're just a reseller or an affiliate. So there is that, you know.
But I also do mask my domain with learningwithbelinda.com.
Yeah.
On top of that too, but that's optional. I just choose to do it that way so that it doesn't have the breakup in the look, you know.
That's right. But again, if you're selling a product, you want to sell the product or affiliate product, you want to affiliate because you like the product, not because you want to earn a commission. The commission is gravy, like Belinda says.
Right, right. And that's like your rainy day money, your pocket money, you know, whatever it amounts to.
Oh, yeah, and there's people that make a lot of money with affiliate marketing. It does work, but be honest with yourself and who you're selling to, and know your product. Don't just sell it for the sake of selling it. Belinda and I have got a product that we're going to be putting on the market very soon, where our members can make $100 commission off it per sale one time. But I know for a fact when we start to sell it, I know what's going to happen. A lot of people are going to get out there and they're going to push, and it's only to earn the $100 payments.
Right.
Yeah, and it's that's not the goal. It's to get the people aware and get them to buy the resource.
See, that's where it's like a no-win situation, because you're gonna have people that sincerely want to make, you know, money the right way, and they love the product and service. Yeah. But then you have but they have people that are feeding them hype.
Yeah.
Then you have the other people who just want to come and join to make the money. They don't care what product. They don't even know what the product or service even is. You see the dollar signs and they come in. So you have it on both sides. And then and they're the people that will try. If you're going to hype your product and service, be ready for people like that to come in. And as soon as they're not making money, by the next day they're in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Or in some cases, if they know how to market, they'll abuse their skills. Mm-hmm. And run that business into the ground, which also will affect you if you have anything to do with that business.
Oh yeah, especially if you own it. That person's
right, exactly.
Yeah, that person is representing you. You know, so it's a tough deal. It's a vicious circle. You know, and
that's why when you have your own self-made business, you can control all that. I mean, you can only do it to a point. You're still taking chances.
Right up until you create a referral program or an affiliate program.
That's when you lose a little bit. That's where you don't have total control, because you have to rely on your affiliates to go out there and market for you. But luckily for me, mine's just a self-made business. I do offer people that already have, like, I do train them to be in sales, but that's an over the months type of thing, because you don't learn that overnight. Okay, I mean, that's a constant learning process. But for those who might already have a sales background and are at least decent at sales, I do offer them to sell my lead packages for 50% cut of the whatever package they sell instantly through PayPal, because of the fact that they already have that background. And this way, if they want to earn a package themselves and maybe they don't have the money and they didn't have to pay in to sell it like they do on an MLM, then they can do that, you know.
Right.
But that's far and few in between. Most of it I do myself.
Right. That's it.
Because most of the time I have people that just pay me to, you know, get the leads or my service, like closing or whatever they need me to do.
Mm-hmm. No, that's it. That's it's.
So I have control there.
I figure if you're going to sell a product, if you're going to refer a product as an affiliate program, key point: buy the product. At least buy it, buy into it. At least support the program itself. If you're going to support it to earn an income, make sure the creators get a cut and that your upline gets paid too. Not just sign up and go, here, I'm going to promote this link and hopefully I get paid. Pay into it too. If you're not going to pay into it, if you look at the program and you say, oh, $495 for that, no, then don't affiliate with it.
Well, see, that's what I like about my lead packages. You don't have to buy it first in order to sell it. Some people can only get my package if they sell, let's say, 2 packages to equal the price of the 1 package.
Robert, are you paying out a commission, or are you giving them a rebate?
Yeah, I'm paying them a commission. I'm giving them straight commission right to them.
Okay.
Like that's as simple as you can get it.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to gawk at a price, or product that you're going to affiliate with and sell, if you're going to gawk at the price, how do you think people behind you coming in and seeing it are going to feel? Because they're going to go, ugh, yeah, that's a pretty steep price. I say buy the product, especially
if they don't have the money to buy it, they're earning their way to get the
but
package.
there's other products to sell, Belinda. It doesn't have to be your high price.
No, what I mean is for my clients who need I got smart. When I started a business, I offered services that are the heart of any business, so I could be in the action, the middleman. Yeah. So they need my leads in order to grow their business. So they have to get leads somehow in order to be able to grow their business.
I see what you're saying, but what I'm trying to get at is there's two types of price thing. One is I don't have the money to buy that. That's not gawking at the price. The other one is
no.
The other one is disgust. Oh my God, that's $495.
Well, then go elsewhere.
Exactly, you should not.
They're the people I pull away. No, I don't care about that.
That's where you should say, as an affiliate marketer, I'm not going to promote this because I don't like the price. That's where they should do this. I wouldn't buy this. Well, why are you promoting it if you won't buy it yourself?
Oh, well, yeah, I've said that before. I don't promote anything that I don't use myself, that I don't have myself, that I don't believe in. I'm honest that way. I don't go and just sell everything under the sun because I can sell it.
That's right.
I won't do that. I have principle that way.
That's it, you know.
Your passion comes through your sales. Your passion you can't fake.
We had a member a while back say that our referral price is astronomical and it's nowhere near valuable enough to compensate for Mardox and all that. And if I remember correctly, the person came in as a fully paid member later on, and I didn't bend to them not because I'm arrogant, but because
you know your value, you know what you're worth.
Yeah, and as I was telling Belinda, one of our products that we're going to be selling is $495, and it's not a secret. It's content galore. Oh, there you go. The show just started. It's essentially an external hard drive. I can't show you right now. It's an external hard drive with all of the content galore content on it, nearly 500 gigabytes of content on it.
Which I'm buying.
Which you're buying. Yeah, and we're just not ready to sell it yet. I want to get some hard drives first and make sure I have some in stock, because otherwise it's like, oh great, I got no more hard drives. I got to order them, and I want to make sure I have them. I want to be able to test them. I take the time to copy. Blah 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 blah. But one person gawked at the price of $495 for one hard drive. They're like, oh my God, why is it so expensive? That's ridiculous. Nobody would pay that. The hard drives are $150. The shipping is involved. The data that's on it is astronomically expensive. If you were to pay $1 for every title on the version I have right now sitting here, if you were to pay $1 for every title, it's $12,116 for $1 per title. That's 12.
Well, let's put it this way. I belong to a couple of top tier programs. Now they have good products. They're updated. They're worth the money. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean it like that. Yeah. But I know plenty of junky top tier programs. Hence the reason I didn't join those ones, of course, because I do my homework. And they're selling less valuable, outdated products
for more expensive than us.
For thousands.
Yeah.
Okay, you're selling it for 500. Yeah. You can't beat that. I mean, come on now. That's
that's the content. It's not the program. It's the content that we're selling. But I mean,
but the content alone is worth way more than 500. I guarantee you that.
There's membership sites like Mardox, and what I keep calling my nemesis, which I'm no longer allowed to say the name.
Beep.
It's and their membership is $100 a month, and they have one, I think, 20th or 1/50th of what we have available.
Yeah.
And
most memberships only have a little bit.
They're charging $100 a month, and we're charging $24.95, and you've got hosting, content, articles, everything, community. This show, Belinda and I put the show together. If you were to put this together, this show would cost us $300 a day. Times 7 days, times 5 days. 3 times 5 is 15. So this show, production-wise, should cost us $1,500 a week, and our members have free access to this commentary. you know, and all the information we put in, we're not holding anything back. If you have questions and comments, questions about what would we do about certain things, we'd be more than happy to tell you flat out what we would do about it. And why I say 300, people who coach in our field are about $150 an hour.
And that's what I remember I was going to say. Now go ahead, finish.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we're on here for 1 hour. There's 2 coaches that are successful. That's $300 an hour. Times that by 5 days. We don't do Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
You know, so you're looking at $1,500 of value of video just here on this show alone. You know, so on top of all the video training that's at Mardox, all the articles, all the
we take requests.
Yeah, we take requests. Yeah, and if we don't know it, we'll just ask you to whistle the tune. You know.
Yeah, or if we don't know, we'll be honest and say, well, let's do research on that.
That's right,
because that's part of our job.
A couple shows back, we talked to Hitesh, and I explained something to him about search engines, and it totally went when he realized that when he bought search engine placement or submission service,
or bought ads, bought views.
No, search engine placement.
Oh, okay.
Where they submit your site to the search engines. And
like you don't need to do it anymore.
And they promise you about 500 hits by the next day.
Right.
And I explained to him, those are all the search engine bots coming to harvest your page to see what your page is about. Your pings, if you want. And then you could hear it in his voice in the conversation, the live chat. It was like, wow. That makes perfect sense now. He's paid it how many times? I can't remember how many times he said, but he paid it multiple times and didn't realize that it's just the software pulling the page, and it's 500 every time. Whereas he was thinking it's 500 new people every time he submitted his site.
And see, that's the thing too. Someone like him, you can explain this to him, and he's going to go out and buy another fraudulent, overpriced.
No, I don't think he'll do that. Not after knowing what the search engines are. I think he.
I mean, he goes on to the next thing.
Yeah.
In other words, he's prone to go to things like that. He has to learn a hard way, no matter what you tell him.
Yeah, but that's how is anybody going to find out whether or not one thing is good or not?
No. But it's one thing. But this is what I hate as a coach, when somebody goes against my advice. If I know something's bad, if I know something, because they go out and do it anyway. It's like, well, I'm going to learn a hard way anyhow. Because I want to avoid the pitfalls, and I try to teach them. That's what's frustrating.
Yeah, but some people are just like that. I'm like that too. Look at Josh and me. Well, you should go to WordPress. I don't want to touch WordPress. I told him yesterday, go recruit your own Canadian slave to do your WordPress bidding for you. I don't mind WordPress. I'll install it for my clients, but I will not create my websites in WordPress. I will not do it because I'm a programmer. Why am I going to use something that's already Shazam made? I love programming. I love putting the noodles together. It's like Legos.
It's like a chef. They don't want to go out and get a Betty Crocker mix. They want to do it from scratch.
You will never see Chef Ramsay go buy pizza.
Or Chef Boyardee.
Or Chef Boyardee. Yeah.
Go to an Italian restaurant and say this is almost as good as Chef Boyardee.
Yeah. Even though I've been to some Italian restaurants that when you ate ravioli that's off the menu, you can tell it was Chef Boyardee. It's like these guys.
Really? Are you serious?
Oh yeah. The restaurant supply stores. You can buy these huge cans. My wife and I used to do it when we had all the kids at the house. We'd buy these huge cans of soup and ravioli, and we'd crack it open, heat the whole thing up, and it was for the whole family.
Wow.
We were 7 of us here at one point. Oh my God! I just got hit with empty nest syndrome.
And what I was going to say earlier, what I forgot, because right before you mentioned coach, ironically, I remembered even before you said that. How many self-made coaches today who haven't even successfully grown their own MLM or any kind of business, and yet they're now I'm not saying all of them are like that. There's some really legit ones, but there's a lot of them that get paid heavy-duty money for something they never even done, and they're teaching you how to do it, and they're just motivational speakers and things like that.
Well, those I find are frauds for one. If you haven't done it, don't coach it. Period.
Right, but they're cropping up all over today.
Let's take Coach Dell. He's really good at common sense logic when you talk to a person, but he doesn't want to go through with it. I talked to him and tried to get him to do coaching with us. He doesn't go through with it. He can make a fortune doing that. But he doesn't want to do it. But he's a life coach, talking about life stuff, and common sense life things, And I have a video. I recorded a video of him. It's in my video channel, YouTube channel, and he did a really, really good session talking to this other guy, trying to find out why this guy's constantly failing from one product or one service to another. And he sat down and talked to him, and he broke this guy down, and this guy finally went, you know, you're right. You know, you hit it right on the head. That's a coach, life coach. If you get a person who does business coaching, it's pretty much similar. You've got the same common
You have some,
sense.
yeah, some of the same overlap, but a little bit different direction too.
A lot of it's common sense. One, you put some money aside. You don't spend it all. You know.
Well, my coaching consists of different areas of marketing, advertising, skill sets.
Yeah.
It's not just all emotional, not just all mental. I mean, that's part of it. Like now, I'm going into life coaching because I end up having clients where I had to go into that area with them. So now I'm actually working on expanding myself that way. And that's another thing. Well, Belinda, you and I both have run into people that...
Belinda and I are going to be releasing a product today. But that product is, going into coaching, is the stepping stone for most of you out there who are going to get used to doing your own product and service. That's why we're talking about this. It's to get you started on your path to learning how to own your own product, your own service, being your own boss. And then I'm going to work on a training course, which is going to be expensive for some of you, but the hopes are you're going to make money with this to buy this. Now, I don't want to give my secrets away, and I don't think this isn't a program where I'm going to say today is $1,000, and in 3 months it's going to be, oh yeah, well here you can have it for $9.95. $9.95. I'm not doing that. Belinda and I are talking about the naming of this program. We're not sure what it's going to be called, but I can guarantee you it's going to have the word elite on the end of the name, and you know, it's but it's going to be a full-out course on showing you, here's your content, here's how you create your site, and none of this bullshit of point-and-click stuff. None of that. You're going to learn how to use FTP, how to do your own writing, how to start creating your own pages.
Right. I'm actually certified. I'm certified to being able to teach somebody the writing skills that they need.
There you go. That's what I mean. So there's going to be multiple coaches in this course, not just myself. Belinda's going to do some. I'm hoping Coach Dell gets on board and does the mental stuff because he's really good at that.
Yeah, we want to have coaches that specialize in different areas. Now, I have multiple areas that I do specialize in, but nobody has every area. It's humanly impossible, and that's why we work as a team to bring people in with each have their own talent.
I'm better in the lead magnet funnel system programming, showing you how to use development software so you can become your own content developer. Belinda's more into the marketing coaching and
social marketing, you know, those kind of things, skill sets of writing, that kind of stuff.
That's it. Now, when we're all done, this whole course could be 60 videos long. It's a real course. But here's the thing. When a person finishes the course, and I'm planning to build a test for it, a real live exam. A person passes the exam, they get certification. Saying that
because there's really no certification for any internet coaches, so we want to start our own is what we're going to do.
I mean, how would you guys like it? In fact, put your answers in the comments below. I would like to know what you guys think. How would you guys like to be able to say, there's my diploma that says that I'm certified, I'm internet certified, internet marketing certified. I took this course on this year. You know, that's something. You know, I know that when I take a course in computer programming, I like to have a little diploma, a little piece of paper that says I took the course and I passed it. You know, and it's meaningless, but it's nice to see them behind me saying, I learned JavaScript, I learned Delphi, I learned C++. I'm a programmer, so to me it means something. But if you're an internet marketer, wouldn't it be nice to be able to show other marketers, hey guys, don't mess with me because I took the course, I passed it. I went through all 60 videos and watched Nelson's face the whole time.
And not just funny. And I'm not saying this to brag or anything. And yes, people could think, well, what makes you certified to certify others in coaching? What makes you the expert? It's not that we're better than anybody else. It's not that we know more than maybe another coach might.
I'm
real coach.
Better than Belinda.
But here's the thing. This is what you deal with. This is what I've seen in today's internet marketing business. Okay, people are being taught, and it could be brand new to the whole thing. They're being taught by supposed gurus all you need to learn is one new thing, one new little, it could be just how to put a dime, I don't know, just something really even insignificant. Something really small. Just if you know even one more thing than the next person, call yourself a coach.
I'm going to show you guys how.
That's their certification.
Hold on. I'm going to show you guys how a lot of these coaches do this. Okay, I'm gonna expose one of my resources to you guys. You guys see the screen, Belinda? You see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna log in here. Just give me a second. Gotta log in. And I want to say newest. Okay, I'm gonna log. Now that I'm logged in, I didn't want anybody to see my password or email address. I don't want spam and love letters being sent to me and stuff. I'm gonna go through this website, and I use masterresellrights.com a lot. It is a program I pay for. I'm a paid member here. Now I'm gonna show you how a lot of these coaches become coaches. Manage your email list with Aweber. Is that you see that's 602 megabytes. Okay, so that's most likely a video set. Oh, right here. Okay, filtered under videos, right?
Right.
If I open this up and look at the, I'm going to look at the file list real quick here. I'm just, I know there's a description right there, but I just want to look at the file list here. Oh, I went too far. Okay, it's got an MP3 series. Got a bunch of MP3s. You see, it's listed under videos. I don't see no videos yet. Videos will be MP4s. PNG. Just give me 1 second here. There, MP4s. Okay, so what do we have here? Under the domain video 000, introduction to Aweber sign up, creating a list, improving contacts into Aweber, importing contacts into Aweber, list options, list settings, list notifications. Now, I grab this list, I watch the videos, write down some notes, and then turn around and tell people, hey, I'm a coach on how to use Aweber. I'm an expert. You can come to me and I'll show you how to use Aweber. That's how simple it is right now for somebody to say they're a coach. Here you go, product launch workshop. Another video set. Look at this, 573 megs. Tells me that there's a lot there. And if you scroll through, same thing. Let's go find the videos. Where are the videos? Here we go, right at the very bottom. Okay, I'm just skimming through this, obviously, and I'm making my website look like garbage. Here, product launch session. Session video 1, product launch session 1, product launch session 2. Okay, so it's a 5-part video on how to do product launch, right? So it's now you got somebody who downloads these videos and goes, hey, I understand all this. I can write up a PDF on this and tell people I'm a coach in product launch.
Yeah.
That's how simple this is. It is that ridiculous. You see what I mean?
Right.
So that's what Belinda's getting at. A lot of these people think they're coaches, and in reality, they're well, there is something to be said about doing some educational work on one thing and then work on it and then become better. But if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna learn Aweber, at least go out and buy Aweber. Actually use the service.
Exactly. How else are you supposed to learn how or teach people how to do something you're not doing?
Yeah. Tell yourself that you're going to use those videos to build a list of 1,000 followers on Aweber. Once you get there, then you can say you're a coach.
And see, there's plenty, and there's plenty. Sorry, not to interrupt. There's plenty of people out there that are real coaches that I know. Okay, and they could be teaching a certification class, but nobody. For whatever, I don't know why, but nobody just has stepped up to the plate that we're aware of, at least at this time.
There's one. Vic Strauss's.
I mean, it's follow through. Okay, he has to be a good example of that.
No, that's the thing. That's the only problem he has. He doesn't follow through on the development of his courses.
No, what I mean by coach is somebody who's a good example. That means that they don't just have the skill, they don't just have the knowledge, they don't just have the success, but they follow through because their word is honor, integrity, and that's just as important as everything else that you need to have in order to certify someone else. So in that case, we have, not to put them down, but in that case, we have nobody. So we decided to take it upon ourselves because we have years of battle wound scars. what not to do, what we've been on both sides. So if that doesn't certify somebody, nothing will.
And I have stood in front of crowds and explained MLM structures. I have done it. And it is an outstanding feeling to be introduced. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the course tonight, and I want to introduce to you Nelson Buck, the leader of blah 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 in this website. And then they start to applaud. It is a mind-blowing feeling, and you walk out and people are applauding, and they're there to see you. It blows my mind. So there's nothing wrong.
But we're not just coaching of MLM. We're coaching of any type of business, which is more expandable.
At the time, it was MLM and MLM structures.
Right.
Yeah, because I had a program to get people to build their own MLMs, and I got out of that because MLMs don't go anywhere. They burn out. They crash and burn.
And yet, the top income earners of some of these MLMs, you wonder why they're not coaches. Oh, well, some have, like Ray Higgin. He did go on. Him and his wife went on to be coaches, but with the exceptions like him, not many that I know of.
Don't cry.
Except for maybe Steve Butwin, and I hate to say it, and Jackie Ulmer. I know her personally. But other than people like that have done MLM and made it to the top, and please don't distract me. Thank you.
Did you say Butwin?
Yeah, I hope I'm saying it right. I don't even know how to say his name right, but that's what it looks like to me anyway. But sorry if I said it wrong. But but anyway, other than a few people like that I know of, and some of them I actually know personally, other than those kind of people, these so-called high income earners that are going into the conventions and touting their checks and all that, why aren't they helping people? I'm not trying to judge, but and there are some that have faked it till they made it. There are some that are planted there, by the way.
Hold on. I'm guilty of that, and I'll tell you why. Let's go back to 10, 15 years ago. Search engine submissions. I used to run the website, A to Z Solutions. Another one was Search Quest, Nice Search. A lot of these search sites, I had a service on there which would accept your website submission, your URL. And I wouldn't go around and tell people that, oh yeah, you're going to get 500 hits. Yeah, because my program goes and fetches your website at least once. I've got 5 sites, that makes 5 hits to your site. I would not go around and tell people about what this website submitters were doing, because it would prevent people from submitting their website so that I could get their information at my site so that I can email and contact these people as I feel fit. You see the difference? So in the industry, there's a lot of people that believe. I mean, when you look at marketing, talking about lead, my video series about lead magnets, I've got marketers that said, take that down, because it's telling people too much. It's even telling people the secrets behind the scenes of what these marketers are doing and how they're benefiting. And people are going, oh, well, that's why they want our information, And yeah, it looks bad, but I'd rather give them the 100% truth.
That's how I am. Yeah. That's how I am. Yeah. And that's another thing. Speaking of that, I've been to a lot of different membership sites over the years, and I have to say, and this is this is the brutal, honest truth. When I met you, I joined Mardox and even went to upgrade right away because funny, because you had integrity. There's 2 things, or actually 3: the way you ran the business, the content, and because most importantly, that I look for first before I even look at the other things is your integrity and honesty.
Yeah.
I don't find many people in business at all like that, whether it's membership sites or anything else. That right there, it was like I was looking at my male version of my twin, the male version of me, because you said we were both on the same page with everything, and I'm like, now, because I'm growing, I'm only one person. I can't possibly, as my clientele grows, I can't possibly coach every single person on my own. So now I have a support, a community behind me. Yeah. And that makes all the difference too, because really you can't do it all by yourself.
Let's do an example. There's a product we're putting out later today, right? Quote unquote. And let's say Belinda sets up the site for herself, because you got to download it and upload it to your site and do the whole process. Let's say somebody buys it from Belinda. They get the file, they download it, extract it, have to upload it to their site. It's the way it's done to show you how to get your own product and service made, right? Let's say Belinda's client goes, well, I don't know how to do this. They just can't grasp how to do this. Mm-hmm. Do we abandon them? Or does Belinda say, go see Nelson, He'll help you set it up.
You might speak a language to the person
Yeah.
that I'm not speaking.
Or I'll just set it up for them. There is going to be a lot of cases like that where it's just, okay, we're just going to set it up for you, but you got to go out and promote. You know, I'm not sure yet. I might charge a tech support fee to do the actual setup because I want to discourage people from just saying, oh, just do it for me. It's not the point to the program.
Right.
The whole point of the program is you download it, you extract it, you follow the instructions, you upload it, everything is explained. And I'm even working on a video that does step by step by step how to do all this stuff. I'm even going to go through in the video and order a domain name, live order a domain name, so they can see the registration process. And then how to configure it to point to the server, etc., 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 etc.
Right, right.
And so that's what the video, one of the how-to videos I'm working on. But I'm not going to abandon, let's point it this way, Belinda's client, remember, because it's her sale, I'm not going to abandon that client just because it's not mine. That's what a community is. I'm there to help. I might charge a fee to do the setup, you know, just a compensation, which I think sounds
well, that's fair. Yeah, and you're not going to be greedy about it. It's not like you're charging out of the wazoo.
That's it. It's more to say, look, are you serious? You want me to install this? Or can you really do it yourself? Look, yeah, it is $20, you know, whatever the price is, you know. Again, I don't have a price in mind. In fact, I've been thinking about setting up a centralized website where, because this is going to grow and this is going to explode. People are going.
Oh, you and I both know that.
Oh, yeah. So I'm thinking of setting up another website for just tech support in this field and bring on people that all they do are going, that's all they do is tech support like that.
Right.
Because it's going to be needed. You know?
Yeah, because you're not going to be able to do it all by yourself. You're one person, just like I'm one person.
I'm looking at a monsoon we're looking at a monsoon of business real shortly here. You
know, and that's another thing too. Whether you're in business by yourself, like self-made business like I have, or you're an MLM, you can't do it by yourself. You need people to help you in one form or another, whether it's regardless of what kind of business you have.
We have
you can't escape that.
We have 3 people right now handling tech support. 4, my wife as an admin. We have 4 people handling tech support at Mardox. Belinda's one of them. But we have a new one that just came on board, Dana, that just came on board in tech support, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I think her name's Dana. Yeah, Dana Smith.
Yeah, Smith. That's right. I haven't met her yet. I haven't talked to her yet. So, but Belinda got one to quit. A snowflake, can I say?
Patty cakes galore. Yes, we love patty cakes. Yeah, we love that she.
Yeah, we still love her. But no, but seriously,
I'm not mean, guys. I'm really not mean. I didn't do anything to her. She really just did. She just did flake. Honestly.
Yeah, it was.
We just joke about it.
You're going to have people that are going to come in your tech support and call you fucking idiots. You're a bloody scam.
God forbid you actually asked her to work.
You know, why is your website full of bugs and glitches? Are you guys for real? They're going to nail you left, right, and center. One person complained on a tech support ticket, why is it when I put a question mark I get triple E's and 4 E's? I didn't respond to it because my answer was going to be, dude, it's got to be your computer. It's not us.
And they don't want, and they don't want to hear. They only want to hear what they want to hear, and you got to learn not to play into that game, but not, put them down either.
So that was like delete ticket. Done. I didn't see it.
But then that's the thing too. Like I said, with these MLMs, some of these so-called high-income earners, I don't know if you noticed, Nelson, but some of them have faked it. I mean, not faked it till they made it. They never were making that income. They were props.
Yeah.
For the convention, for even the phone calls, like your weekly conference calls, webinars. Yeah. So so that's why 97% failure rate is more than you realize, or more reasons than you realize. But the 2 biggest reasons are no support and laziness. That's the 2 biggest ones, I think, more than the other reasons.
We're discussing putting up an 800 number on Mardox in the members area at the very top of the page for live tech support. And I'm working on getting it set up because I got to make it so that if one admin is available or not, we got to find out. We got to make it so there's someone always available,
Right.
So I'm working on that interface. But I want to make it that when a person calls that number, yeah, hi, I got this problem. I want them to talk to me, to Belinda, to Dana, whoever, But they're talking to a live person, not a call center in India. You know, this whole fake it
Welcome
thing.
to tech support.
Welcome to tech support. I've ever told you that joke that I did way back in the day. I thought one of my associates was calling me on a tech support number. We had two 800 numbers.
Oh, I think you did tell me, but tell the viewers in case they haven't heard it.
Yeah. So we have two 800 numbers. One's for regular people and one for tech support for the, let's call them the paying clients, the elite. And if you were paying for a service, you had this other number like directly to us, to the point that my cell phone would ring. If you called at 3 o'clock in the morning, I got a problem. This would ring, and I would be like, hello? Yeah, hold on a second. Okay, press this, click that, type that in, do that. Okay, you're good. We're done. Bye. Click.
Right.
It was that kind of tech support. It was that stressful, and it was calls all the time. I got burned out doing it, so I took the number down. But the tech support calls, we had two numbers coming in, and this person called in. I thought it was Jeff Olin that was calling in. He was my associate at the time, and so I answered the call. Welcome to tech support. How may I help you? And the person on the other end, his words were, "Oh hell no! I ain't talking to no dark-skinned character in India. You pass me to a white fella right now. Do you understand me?" And I went, oh, hold on, sir. I'm very sorry, sir. I'll transfer you right now, sir. All nervous. I put him on hold 5 minutes. I picked up the phone.
Sure.
Yeah, I know. I had to stop laughing. Because I honestly thought this was Jeff Olin calling, because he kept calling me on this one number because he knew it was my cell phone right on my belt, right?
Right.
So, tech support, how may I help you? Oh, good. I got a white feller. Oh, yeah, I'm white as can be. Oh, I don't like them there dark fellers within their accents, in their country. I don't know why you have that going on. Holy racist. Meanwhile, I'm constantly going, he doesn't know I'm black. Okay, keep going. So you never know. If you ever hear that, welcome to tech support, how may I help you? We might have,
it could be you.
It could be me, or it could be Sandy who's answered the phone in India. One of the two. There's one of the two. We do have a Sandy.
Well, let's hope our members aren't racist to begin with and not care.
That's it.
I understand now. I do understand the stigma, though. And it's not about race or culture, per se. There are, and I've had this experience, and I admit to it, when you get on the phone, it could be the Philippines, it could be India, it could be any of those places. Yeah. When you get on the phone, they don't always understand what you're talking. The language barrier is not always good, and I think people get frustrated with that. I don't think they would care who the tech support was if they could just have more better, proper communication. I think that's where the real concern is.
There is one thing I want to do with the phone calls, with the live calls. There is one thing I want to do. I want to build a big enough base of tech support people in the back end. We don't have it yet, but I want to build a big enough base that there's always 2 or 3 people on staff at all times, every hour of the day. So there's 3 shifts all the time. They don't have to come to an office, but they have to log on and be available for a phone call. Our system will redirect the calls to wherever. But that a member is designated to that tech person. If you get along with that tech person, and they're allowed to say, no, I don't like that person, can I have another tech person? We'll just switch it in their file to another tech person. I want our members to feel comfortable with the person they're dealing with. I know when I call SoftLayer, I've got 4 people that when I called in, the system recognizes my phone number, and it sends me to one of 4 people. I get 4 people all the time, but that call center...
Oh, really? They do that?
Yeah. Yeah, because...
Oh, that's cool. I never known somebody do that before.
It's been 6 years that I've been paying every month anywhere between $200 and $600 a month.
Wow.
Okay? So they're going to make damn sure that I'm comfortable with the people, the tech people that I'm with. And even my I got a designated salesperson when I talk to sales. It's your salesperson isn't in right now. Do you want to talk to me, or do you want me to have him give you a call back? You say
that's nice.
Yeah, that's it. So I love that.
Well, for the price you're paying, they should at least do that.
Well, even if they're paying $24.95 a month, they should have a designated tech person or a designated salesperson, if possible.
Well, that's because Mardox cares about people. We're not just in it for the money, but I'm saying most of your typical businesses, you're lucky to get people that, if you are paying $600 a month, would still even do that.
That's it, which is better, that you call in and you have to Yeah, okay, my name is so and so. Here's my password. Here's this. Okay, I understand that authentication is always important.
Right, right.
Yeah, but that when the person authenticates you, like last night, I was on the phone talking about we're looking at creating installing 20 terabytes of disk space on the server, and
Hmm.
I talked to Dave, and he goes, "So hey Nelson, how's it going in Quebec? How is it since last time we talked?" Now that could have been a phrase he just looked at where I was at and knew that we've talked previously
Yeah,
to
you may not have taken notes.
that
Yeah.
no, that's it. And it says, well, the last time we talked, you said your dog has arthritis. Bam! That's what sold it.
See, see,
How would he remember my dog has arthritis?
and see, that's the thing. That's why I love doing what I do, whether it's coaching, sales, or whatever. Because when I'm talking to people by phone, for example, or Skype or whatever, yes, I write notes because I'm not going to, even with a photographic memory, you're not humanly going to remember
Yeah,
everybody you ever
yeah,
talked to. But
that's it.
you will automatically remember key things about
Yeah,
them, even though you take notes. And I always ask, well, how's your
yeah,
grandkids? Or, how's did Susie pass her test? Because you get to be more intimate with them. And
yeah.
that's the way it should be. But see, people don't want to take the time to do stuff like that.
No,
And
they
if they
don't.
did,
No, that's it.
they would see that they would have loyal customers
Yeah,
or loyal clients or whatever. It really makes a
yeah.
difference.
Doing the stuff that we're doing, that we're setting up, no other membership site's doing this for one.
Right.
None of them are doing. We're going above and beyond, and it costs money to do this. But here's the thing: I'm in contact with Lee McIntyre. He is a coach on how to set up
Yeah, I
membership
have some of his
sites. Yeah,
material.
yeah.
Right.
He sets up people for membership sites, and the number one thing he says is that the average membership it lasts about 3 months, 1, 2, and then gets into the third, and usually after that the person's gone. Okay.
And we know why.
Yeah. We are averaging out at about 8 months, if not longer now, because some of the members that are already past a year paying with us every single month nonstop, they just will not stop paying us. I can't do it all this money.
And
But yeah,
because we keep them in by, well, if they're serious anyway, because we can't make them stay. But for
that's it.
those that are serious anyhow, we keep them in because we treat them like
Yeah,
people. We help them with their business, and we're always adding more content,
that's it.
more services, and things like that.
That's right. A person calls in and says, I got a problem with my website. I'm trying to put a script in. I'll get on. I'll say, let me see the script. I'll go through the script and read up how to install it. I'll do some research. I'll install it. I just won that person for probably a year at least, as
Yeah.
long as things go well and the server stays up, because I
Right.
installed their script for them. You see, I could be a dog and say you owe me $35 for my 1 hour of work, or whatever price per hour that programmers charge. I'm always stuck on 35. But it's actually more than that. But I could be a dog and charge that person for that time. If I do that, I just cut my time with that membership with that person down to only 25%. That person will stay for 4 months because that will dwell on him that he needed help and I dinged him. It's okay to do it, but mentally the person's gonna be like, oh man, I'm already paying monthly and I had to pay for tech support. You see? He's
Right.
already paying monthly. I would rather he just continue paying monthly for 10, 12 months than to stay for 4 months and go, okay, this isn't working out, I'm leaving. Because that invoice is an insult. You see? They already admitted that they can't do something. They want help. And then you say, bang, here's my bill. That hurts. Depends on this.
Yeah.
It depends on the situation. If I have to set up a server, program it the whole 9 yards, we're talking there's time involved. Yeah, I'm going to charge. But if I know the person's going to pay the $200 a month for a year, screw the install fee. Let him pay for a year, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
See, like you said, it all
yeah.
depends. But in this case,
And just so you guys know, if you guys take a full dedicated server through Mardox, my company only makes a profit of $35 a month. That's all we make, and that includes all the tech support calls that you call in and say, I need this help, that help, this help. So,
and a lot of us staff, or a lot of us that are helping him with support and everything, we're doing it voluntarily.
Yeah.
It's not paid.
That's it. So,
because we actually do care about the members. We do care about having this be a community of people that really do help each other. So we practice what we preach, if you want to call it that.
That's it. That's it. I mean, look at John Brewer, how much editing he's done for us, reading our texts and stuff and going over it, since he's an English teacher, basically. So he's got a lot of insight into rewording. He doesn't charge me a cent for that,
No.
Nope.
And anything I could do to help you, I wouldn't charge you for either,
everybody says I went out of my way to get John his new laptop. John Brewer had a problem. His laptop was dead. He didn't have the funds to buy one. And within a month, we raised, not me, I initiated it. But the group... But
everybody contribute to it.
Yeah, the group donated the funds in exchange for service. And at the time, a few of them were in exchange for lifetime memberships at Mardox. They loved it. But they...
Heck, if I could have, I would have just got him one anyway.
That's right, you know. But they donated the money. They're the ones that got him his laptop, not me. I initiated I created the initiative, is what I did. And then John got his laptop, and he's like, wow, this is my laptop now. And it works. You see, when he's on the show, it works properly. And he's you know, all happy for it, you know.
Now we just got to fix his internet connection.
Yeah, we gotta give him a new Fritz box.
Well, I already asked him what the going price for his new equipment is, so I'm probably going to help him with that.
Oh gosh, you'd love that, because he needs better bandwidth.
It's cheaper than getting a laptop. It's not that expensive, honestly. I could afford to do that.
That's it, you know. But the community did this for a member at Mardox, not me. I did the initiative. But you
made us aware. Yeah, you made people aware of the situation.
That's right. And how many membership sites do you know you can go to? So I need a laptop. Can you help me? And they
just shrug you like, oh, your problem.
Yeah, sucks to be you, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I need equipment for my new studio. And I might make a lot of cash 2-3 months in a year. I need some equipment for a new studio so we can do better videos and stuff. And there's members donating. Not just money, but equipment. It's like, wow, you know.
Oh yeah. You know, it doesn't have to be money if you can help in any kind of way. You know, that's what matters.
This office space, the office next door that I'm working on, my office here, I'm going to finish up the walls, the ceiling, everything's going to be all nice, painted. The wood, the 2x4s were donated to us by my neighbor who happens to have a lot of 2x4s that he wasn't doing anything with. That got donated because he wants to see our community go forward. I said, sure, drop off the lumber. I'm going to put up walls. I'm not going to say no, you know.
You're going to build a great big wall.
Yeah, that's it. Right. I'm going to put a wall right here. Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Keep the snowflakes out.
Yeah, no snowflakes allowed. I need a neon sign. Somebody make me a sign that says no snowflakes allowed. Oh, you need that. That's going to be a t-shirt. That's going to be this month's t-shirt. No snowflakes allowed.
Have a snowflake with the line across it, the circle line across.
Yeah, that's it. That's a big one. No snowflakes allowed. Yeah, and oh my God, it's a no snowflakes club.
Well, have you ever married children and no ma'am?
Yeah.
And he had that shirt for no women and no ma'am, and they had the thing across on the shirt like that too. His cave, his man cave, and all that.
Yep. Yeah.
That always got invaded by the women.
Vaguely, but again, I don't watch much TV. I never watched much TV.
It reminded me of that though.
I was raised in a household where my dad fixed TVs, stereos, VCRs. My dad was a repair technician, and he was really good at his job. Never watched that much TV and stuff at the house.
I was a walking TV guide at one time when I was younger.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be on this time. That's gonna be on that time. I had the very first PVR. Or DVR, if you want to call it. In my area, I had the very first one. My dad came home with
VCR.
No. PVR, personal video recorder.
Okay. Sorry, misunderstood.
What we have today, where you program the shows and it pre-records onto a hard disk.
I misunderstood. Sorry.
Back in the day, I was the first one in my area that my dad came home with 4 VCRs to fix. He fixed them all. I put them on top of the TV, my own initiative, hooked them all up through cable and pre-programmed all the times so that we could record all the shows through the day. Each VCR would kick in on a separate station, recording different stuff on the tape, to fill it out.
Like on demand, like the first TiVo that came out.
So you got home and you went, okay, tape number 1, click play. Oh wow, that was on. You got to watch everything. Oh jeez, that was awesome. And I came.
TiVo was expensive.
And my dad knew how to do it. Oh no, but this is before TiVo. This is.
I know. I'm just saying nowadays that was expensive.
Yeah, because this was at the time of UHF.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the
not HD.
Clunk, and then you had to fine tune and move the rabbit ears or whatever you had at the time. But my dad knew how to do this. To him, it was like, whatever, hook up the cables to it, program the times. But I was 8 years old, and I went, tung, 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 program it. That worried my dad. Dad had my dad going, I gotta watch this kid. Anyhow, Belinda, we have a problem.
Yeah, we went over time. I know. We were having a good conversation. What's wrong with that? One time you said you could do it for 2 hours, and now we finally did a long conversation.
I know, but if John Brewer were here, he would bitch. He'd be like, yo, folks, I gotta go.
Oh, his WWE.
And I would say, what, WWE? He'd be like, no, that's not on Tuesdays. That's on Thursdays. So it's been an hour and 40 minutes. It's actually one of our longer shows. I think we had a pretty good talk about.
Well, yeah, that's why we ran over, because we had a good conversation.
Yeah. So the question today: do you want to be just over broke, or do you want to have something else that's going to make you happier? That's what I think I want to get the point across. Belinda and I are going to get on. We're going to do another video in a while about talking about this new program and why it's beneficial for you guys to get in on this. And I think that's going to be the video that we're going to put up on the front page of the site on version 2.
Okay.
You know, so people can see our live chat about the program.
Right.
So yeah, get in on it and stay tuned. We're going to put a video up on here. Telling you guys about it, and we'll do a walkthrough as to what the program is and what it does. It won't be as long as an hour and 40 minutes. Honestly, it'll only be like 10-15 minutes long. But we'll do that, and I hope that you guys will get in and buy it. I hope. Hey, I need to put kids through college.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. But
somebody's kids, not yours, but somebody's kids.
Yeah, so I might have other kids out there. I just don't know.
Yeah. Oh, great. That looks good.
Hold on. What's that? Hold on. I got a phone call. Hello? We have a kid. Oh, really? Your name is what? And you live where? Uh-oh. I didn't know I went to Penticton.
Can you say that without cussing?
Oh, shit. No. No, listen, take care of your own kid, okay? Whoever you are. Okay, Belinda, wrap up the show.
Well, thank you for joining today's Mardox DLC, Daily Live Chat. Please join us tomorrow to see what our topics we're going to cover. And if we have other people here, if it gets basically rowdy, out of hand, and outlandish, you never know, every day's different. To see what Nelson's thoughts are really going to be and how X-rated are they, and to see what Queen all-knowing Coach Belinda Condell will bless you with her wisdom and guidance. Please remember to subscribe, like, and comment. You can comment good or bad, but if you comment bad, please keep the foul language and swearing down to a minimum, because we like to learn one new word every day at a time. And please let us know what topics you want us to discuss, if you have any questions, or what you'd like to see us do or talk about. Now, we're seeing if we have to be business related or just not X-rated at the very least. And so until next time, everybody have a great day and God bless.
When Belinda talks about covering topics, she means covering
You're
topics.
You're a dork. Such a dork.
Oh, Jesus. That's going to turn into a meme. I'm going to pull the sheet away and people are going to capture that face of, ah! Okay, everybody. Join us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there, be square. Just not as square as me.